What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Court Profits. Today, we're diving into one of college basketball's most iconic conferences, the ACC. And we're breaking down how the 2025-2026 season is shaping up. From powerhouse Duke, who is chasing another Final Four, to Louisville's resurgence under Pat Kelsey, and a few programs quietly on the rise, this conference has it all. If you love deep dive previews and basketball analysis like this, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Court Profits. And also turn on those notifications because we got every major conference preview coming your way all season long. The ACC looks deeper and more unpredictable than it has in years. We got new coaching eras at Virginia, Miami, and Florida State. Two elite programs at the top in Duke and Louisville, and a handful of dangerous sleepers in the middle tier. The conference might just send 7 or even 8 teams to the NCAA tournament, and 2 of them, Duke and Louisville, could be serious national title contenders. Let's start with the favorite, Duke. John Shire keeps this machine running, and this year's group might be his best yet. Cameron Boozer headlines a roster loaded with size, shooting, and defense. Everyone on this roster is at least 6'4". Caleb Foster and Isaiah Evans return as proven perimeter scorers, while international newcomer Dame Saare adds depth and length. Duke's defense was elite last year, and that shall continue. The Boozer brothers bring energy, rim protection, and skill, making Duke a legitimate national championship threat. The Louisville Cardinals are officially back. Pat Kelsey has completely flipped the culture, and now he's built a fast-paced, versatile team that's going to score in bunches. Freshman Michael Brown Jr. brings star potential at point guard, while South Florida transfer Kason Pryor is the big X factor inside. Add in Virginia transfer Isaac McNeely, who is a deadly shooter, and Javon Hadley's toughness, and this team looks ready to dance deep into March. Louisville might not just be a top 15 team, they are a Final Four sleeper with one of the most dynamic offenses in college basketball. How about a newcomer near the top of the ACC preseason standings? SMU enters the ACC with an underrated roster that returns nearly everyone. Kevin Boopy Miller runs the point, and BJ Edwards brings elite perimeter defense. With Corey Washington and Sam Walters adding size and scoring punch, Andy Enfield's Mustangs could shock a lot of people. They defend, they shoot, and they've got chemistry, which is a perfect recipe for success in a new league. The next team that we want to look at are the NC State Wolfpack. NC State under Will Wade is loaded with talent. Darian Williams might be the most complete player in the conference. He scores, he rebounds, he defends, and he hits threes. Trey Holloman gives the pack a true floor general, and Allen Breed brings toughness and shooting if healthy. Add in Quadir Copeland's 6'6" playmaking, and this team has serious balance. Early growing pains are likely, but if this roster clicks, NC State could absolutely make a run at the ACC title. A new chapter begins in Charlottesville, Virginia, as Ryan Odom replaces Tony Bennett as the Cavaliers' head coach. So expect a totally different style. Faster pace, more spacing, and modern shot creation. Transfer Malik Thomas comes in after dropping 20 points a night when he was at San Francisco. Denon Hall is a steady hand from BYU. Don't be surprised if Virginia climbs right back up into the top 5 of the ACC standings. And the last team in our top tier of ACC teams this year is the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Notre Dame is quietly building something real under Micah Shrewsbury. Marcus Burton averaged over 21 points last year and is the heart of this team. Add in Carson Tout, who is one of the best rebounders in the nation and a sharpshooter like Braden Shrewsbury, and suddenly this looks like a top 25 caliber roster. The Irish finally have the toughness and shooting that they've been missing, so expect a big improvement from them this year. Now that we've looked at the top tier of the ACC conference, let's look at dark horses and mid-tier sleepers. We will begin with the Syracuse Orange. Coach Adrian Autry has some pressure to deliver, but the pieces are there. J.J. Starling is an elite scorer. Donnie Freeman is back and healthy. And Oregon State transfer Nate Kings gives them a 45% shooter from deep. Add in freshman depth and a steady point guard play from Nathan George, and Syracuse has the firepower to return to the tournament. Next is the Clemson Tigers. Clemson lost key veterans, but they still play with toughness and defense first. R.J. Godfrey leads the front court, and Middle Tennessee transfer Justin Porter gives them some shot creation. Expect a gritty, physical team that wins ugly and stays in the bubble mix. The Virginia Tech Hokies was one of the most improved teams last year. And Toby Lawal is a legitimate stat-stuffing forward with 12 points, 7 boards, and 37% from deep. And if Tyler Johnson takes another step, this team could sneak up on you. So far, we have looked at the top tier of the ACC and those dark horses and potential sleepers of the ACC. Now let's look at those teams that are in rebuilding years and we have some question marks about. First team in this group are the Miami Hurricanes. The post-Jim Larrañaga era begins in Miami with Jay Lucas, but the roster is thin and inexperienced. Malik Reneau and Trey Donaldson are talented, but outside of them, the depth drops fast. Expect flashes, but no consistency. Next, we have Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Steve Forbes just can't quite get over the hump. Nate Calmes and Cooper Schwieger can score, but shooting efficiency and defense are major concerns. Until Wake Forest can string stops together, they'll stay stuck in the middle. Boston College. Boston College slides to the bottom of the league again. Donald Hand is a quality scorer, but there's not much help around it. Point guard play and front court depth just aren't ACC level. Then as we near the bottom, we will find the teams of California and Stanford. Two ACC West Coast duo both face steep climbs. Cal's defense fell apart under Mark Madsen, and the roster lacks athleticism. Stanford lost their star Maxime Reynaud, but still has enough shooting to be annoying on any given night. Both will struggle with travel and struggle with depth in year one. And our final two ACC teams that we feel will finish at the bottom of the ACC are Georgia Tech and Florida State. Georgia Tech's Baidongo is the real deal, but turnovers and defense remain problems. Florida State enters a full rebuild year under Luke Locks with minimal returning production. Expect both teams to live near the bottom while they reset. So here is our conference outlook. The ACC has balance again, not just one powerhouse carrying the flag, but Duke and Louisville are national title threats. But the middle is much stronger than in recent years. Programs like SMU, NC State, Virginia, and Notre Dame all have legitimate Sweet 16 potential if things go right. Expect 6 to 8 NCAA tournament bids from the ACC. And don't be surprised if the ACC sends 2 teams to the Final Four. The ACC teams that you should put on your watch list this year are Duke, the title favorite with 2 boozers and elite defense. Louisville, they've reloaded and are fearless under Pat Kelsey. NC State, Coach Will Wade's deep balanced roster could explode. SMU, veteran continuity and sneaky good. Notre Dame, a massive leap ahead. Virginia, rebirth under Ryan Odom's modern system. And here are the ACC teams that we plan on fading. Boston College, just too thin in talent. California, athletic mismatch in the ACC. Florida State, they are rebuilding and need an identity reset under a new coach. Georgia Tech, they are turnover prone and lack point guard stability. That wraps our 2025-2026 ACC college basketball preview. The league feels wide open behind Duke and Louisville, but don't sleep on those middle-tier risers. There's real tournament value there for bettors and fans alike. If you enjoyed this preview, hit the like button and drop your ACC predictions in the comments below. And make sure you subscribe to Court Profits. Stay tuned for more conference breakdowns, betting insights, and season projections coming up next. And until next time, stay sharp, stay smart, and keep stacking those Court Profits.